Farming out west during the period of 1861 to 1877 was a challenging yet transformative endeavor as settlers moved to the Great Plains with hopes of cultivating the land and building new lives. The vast, open prairies of the plains presented unique difficulties for farming, but the development of new technologies and the support of government acts helped settlers to overcome these obstacles and establish agricultural communities. One of the key factors that enabled settlers to farm the plains was the introduction of new farming technologies that were specifically designed to cope with the region's tough conditions. The traditional farming tools used in the eastern United States were often inadequate for breaking the hard, dry sod of the plains, which was thick and resistant to conventional plows. However, the invention of John Deere's steel plow in the 1830s proved to be a game-changer. This sturdy plow was able to cut through the tough prairie sod much more effectively than wooden or iron plows, allowing farmers to till the land and prepare it for planting. Additionally, other innovations such as mechanical reapers, which could harvest grain more efficiently, and windmills, which pumped water from underground wells, played crucial roles in making farming on the plains more viable. The U.S. government also played a significant role in supporting farming out west through legislation aimed at encouraging settlement and cultivation of the land. The Homestead Act of 1862 was particularly important, as it provided 160 acres of free land to settlers who were willing to live on and improve the land for at least 5 years. This act was intended to populate the plains with small-scale farmers, and it attracted thousands of settlers to the region. In addition to the Homestead Act, the Timber Culture Act of 1873 was passed, which granted an additional 160 acres of land to homesteaders who agreed to plant trees on a portion of their land. This act was designed to address the scarcity of trees on the plains, which were essential for building materials, fuel, and other necessities. Despite these technological advancements and government incentives, life on the plains was difficult, and settlers had to adapt in numerous ways to survive the harsh environment. The climate of the plains was extreme, with hot, dry summers and cold, windy winters that made farming and everyday life a constant struggle. Droughts were common, and the lack of reliable water sources forced settlers to be resourceful in their farming practices. Many farmers implemented dry farming techniques, such as deep plowing to retain moisture in the soil and rotating crops to maintain soil fertility. The scarcity of wood on the plains posed another significant challenge. With few trees available for building, settlers often constructed their homes from sod, cutting blocks of earth to create walls and roofs. These sod houses, or sod dyes, were durable and provided insulation against the weather, but they were also prone to leaks and infestations. Settlers had to be inventive, using whatever materials they could find, such as buffalo hides for clothing and dung for fuel. The isolation of the plains also meant that settlers had to be largely self-sufficient, producing their own food, clothing, and other essentials, and relying on neighbors and local communities for mutual support. In addition to the physical challenges, the psychological toll of life on the plains could be severe. The vast, open landscapes often led to feelings of loneliness and isolation, especially for those who had left behind established communities in the east. However, the settlers' determination and resilience helped them to forge new lives in this demanding environment. They developed tight-knit communities, often centered around local schools and churches, which provided social support and a sense of belonging. Farming out west during this period was a test of endurance and ingenuity. The combination of technological innovations and government support helped settlers to establish a foothold on the plains, but their success was also due to their ability to adapt to the harsh realities of everyday life in this challenging region. Despite the difficulties, these pioneers laid the groundwork for the agricultural development of the American West, transforming the plains into one of the country's most important farming regions.